Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. We're back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by Steve,
Peter,
and we've just finished playing Luna. Now this is a Stefan Feld Euro, and it's a bit of a brain burner, this one. Certainly the first time you play it. So it's a point salad. You're trying to get points in lots of different ways, and when it's your go, you take action. So you're one of these colours, so I was red in this game, and you can see there are all these islands around the outside, and you're generally taking actions with the guys on the islands. And rather strangely, the way you do that is you take two guys, and they jump into the sea, and somehow going swimming allows you to take actions. So I'll quickly explain some of the actions here. Steve will talk about the theme a bit later. This guy is the builder, and if you take an action on this island, you can actually build a sanctuary. They're worth points at the end of the game. And very importantly, if you have a sanctuary, it means instead of jumping into the sea with two guys, you only need to jump into the sea with one guy in order to take an action. So building sanctuaries on the various islands around here is pretty important. And this builder guy will kind of randomly move to various other spaces throughout the game. So that allows you to then build the sanctuaries on the other spaces. Each of the tiles also has a favour thing, which is like a bonus thing you can take, and I'll explain a couple of those as we go through. This is another girl who's quite important. When you have the most of these guys on the island, you're scoring points at the end of the round for her. And the other guy I'll just mention before we do all the islands is this guy. He actually means you're going to lose points for the number of guys you have on the island here. So these favour tokens, I need to explain the middle first. I tell you, there's so much in this game, it's hard to connect it all together. Right, you can. This is the round tracker guy, and he started off over here and has been gradually working ways around. We're at the end of the game, which is why he's here. But these spaces here, you can put your guys on here if you have the matching thing. So if I want to go on the boat, I need to go find the island tile with the boat, jump my two workers into the sea, and then one of them gets to go on the boat. Once you've got a guy on the boat, you can then try and put him in the matching space in the middle. So this was 25, so I then have to find the 25 spot. Thanks, Steve. That would go there. And it bumps off the people who are around him, which gets you points. You also get points depending on the round. You can see it says 2, 2, 3, 4, etc. So the earlier in the game, you're getting more points for bumping people off. At the end of each round, you get points for having people in the middle. So blue, you can see he's got 3 points. They're going to get three guys are going to give you 3 points. So the books protect you. Any guy with a book under it is not getting kicked off, and you get the books by jumping into the sea from this island. This guy, the bribery thing here, means that when this guy is further back, you can actually advance ahead of him. Normally you can't go past him, and that's what they're for. This tide thing effectively lets you move your workers around to other islands. They swim around. You need one of these to build the shrines, the temple things, the herbs. Sorry, the theme is a bit ridiculous. We're back, having edited. So the herbs, I mean, if the guys are doing the sea, they somehow jump back onto the island, which means you get to take the action again, potentially, whatever you like, on the island. The ship's another way of them sailing from different island to island, and this one here gets you a novice, which lets you, it's like having an extra guy, so when you need 2 people to jump into the sea, you only got 1 person. Then the novice means you've actually got 2 and you can take the action. Oh my goodness, what a lot of interacting mechanics. Once you kind of get the hang of it, it actually plays reasonably smoothly, but there is a ton to think about on your first time playing through. Whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. All right, Steve, what do you think?
Until you tried to describe the theme there, I didn't realise how little it fit the game. I guess he's known for his lack of theme in some games, but there is an attempt at theme here that just misses completely, and I didn't realise until you tried to explain it. We all laughed at why the different things do those things. I think the mechanics are lovely. I really like, there's a timed aspect of it. Basically, you keep taking actions, and at any point in your turn you can take one of the candles. When the candles run out, the round ends. But you can end up deciding. It's what Peter did in the game. He went for a strategy of putting lots of his guys in the middle, so he had fewer guys, and then he just kind of decided effectively burning through the candle, ending the round. So there are a few rounds where some of us with lots of guys out just couldn't use all our actions because Peter had ended the turn. And I really like that. I ended up coming second by a point using that strategy, and that's kind of a balancing factor. So some person who's kind of maximising all actions doesn't always get to take them all. Yeah, it's probably not one of his best games, but I like playing it every now and again.
Peter?
Yeah, Steve's hitting the nail on the head about the candle thing, because what it does is that it's a strategy of forcing people to take fewer actions or rushing their actions and not doing the perfect turn. In terms of the jumping into the sea, as Jonathan has explained, if I just take one of these boards, if they just put a hut where all the monks go, so they go there and rest, it's what the joke is, the jumping in, and that's what's so funny. As a Stefan Feld game, I think it's average. I'm still a big Bora Bora fan. This I would probably play again if there was limited choice, but in a dice cafe I probably wouldn't play it again.
Alright, Mark?
See, I quite enjoy it. I can see that the theme is about as thin as a cigarette paper, as they say, and the mechanism is not super good, but there's almost, I don't know how, not exactly Rondell feeling, but you need to be able to keep moving your guys around the board and optimising position. I quite like it. It's really hard to explain as far as the game goes, but once you actually play 2 rounds, you start getting an idea. I think the hardest thing is working out strategy, because you start the game, you go, I don't really know how I'm going to score points. But I quite like it. I don't know why. There's no specific reason. It's not a particularly fantastic one of his games, but it kind of suits an area. I think it feels different to a lot of his other games, other than maybe part of Trajan. And it makes us laugh, apparently.
Rating out of 10?
I'd give it, I think give it 7.5.
Okay. Peter?
I'd give it a 6.
Mark's right, actually. It does feel different to his games. I think it's got more interaction than any other Stefan Feld game. You're not stopping people doing things, but you're bumping them off the middle. You are moving, you can move the apostate round to make other islands lose points. You are, the candle, effectively, there's a bit of cat and mouse. And I don't want to take this action, so I'm going to take a candle. And then Peter's going, well, I don't want to take this action, so I'm going to take a candle. Whereas neither of us want to do it. It's kind of, if I do something first, he gains a benefit and vice versa. And it's really nice, and you don't see that in other Stefan Feld games. If you weren't told it was by Stefan Feld, you probably wouldn't realise it is.
It had a chicken bit where people were taking the candles to see would they take the candle, or would they hold out and see if they think they got another go. And that's not like his sort of mechanism. Literally going, well, I'm going to take this because I might push you into taking the next candle or not, because you might flinch.
Yeah, it's just a couple of nice bits. It's very hard to say from Jonathan's overview what those nice bits are. When you play the game, there's just a couple of bits kind of moving people, trying to outscore people, a bit of like area control as such, which you just don't see in other games. For Stefan Feld, it's not my favourite, but I'd probably rate it 7 out of 10.
Okay. I do like it. It is very interesting. Although there's lots of different kinds of mechanics, and that first turn is like, oh my goodness, as Mark says, what in the world do you do? You kind of understand, okay, I see how all the bits work, but how do you put that into a strategy that's going to get you points? So plenty to think about in this one. Fully engaged all the way through. I'd very happily play it again. I did enjoy it despite the rather strange theme. I'd be on a 7 out of 10. Alright, thanks for watching. That was Luna. You spend the herbs. And the guys come back onto the island. The guys come back onto the island. Somehow the herbs, I mean, they stop. I think you've been on. You're stuck.